A sellout crowd. We're ready to go at Chicagoland. Front row, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson. Hamlin takes the inside lane. Something to watch all night long. We are green on TNT.
We got a car sideways down the back straightaway. 2 cars spinning.
Wasting no time. Ryan Priest comes in right
wall. We got a car
at the chase bubble, and he's not the only one. The rookie Connor Zillich.
I knew it, man. I saw the Red Bull car sliding down the inside and making contact with the inside wall. Another quick end of the day.
Oh, come on. What am I, invisible here?
Yeah, I kind of lied about that.
I think we better try that again. And this poor young man in Dale Jarrett's old number is really having the rookie season from hell. As if you thought Gregson's rookie season from hell was this bad, which obviously takes the cake since 2023 as a whole was a lopsided year for all of us. I mean, this one comes in a close second because Gregson, like I said, takes the cake. The poor dude didn't even get to break a sweat. But anyway, let's try this again, shall we?
Blaney to the outside, making it 3 wide.
Much better start here for Larson, working in that outside lane.
Yeah, we're 3 wide all the way through the back of the field.
Off the corner, driver 5 trying to slide down, take top spot. It will be Larson in the race lead, and they're mixing it up big time behind him.
Yeah, looked like Gibbs had a little trouble there on that restart, lost a lot of spots, fading back to the middle of the pack. Brad K, 4-1.
That's better. So this was the perfect ending to what was a kick-ass 4th of July weekend, at least from my point of view, in my everyday life, considering we were doing, the 2026 edition of the Devil's Canyon trilogy. But literally, this was a messy stage 1. I don't know what the fuck my man Zane was thinking, dumping Hocevar like that. And he was lucky he did not get a penalty for intentional wrecking. And whether they let you off the hooks, give you a slap on the wrist, or a stiff punishment, if you're going to wreck someone like that, at least don't take yourself out in the process. You didn't learn from Landon Castle in the 2012 Banquet 400, which is obviously known to my peers as the victorious year. So learn how to wreck someone without wrecking yourself. So, I mean, he stayed in the race and didn't DNF and literally was running at the end, but he was literally out of contention after that, to get like a respectable finish. And this wasn't a penalty either. Austin Hill, on the other hand, I could see why people would argue that he should have been penalized for his retaliation bump on SVG coming out of the pit, considering SVG should have got a penalty too for his intentional wrecking. But anyway, bygones be bygones, and then a crash on pit road, considering, Gilliland was backwards like Alex Trebek in the pit lane, all courtesy of the eventual second place finisher, Christopher Bill. Spoiler alert, but look at my man Riley getting some stage points and having another superb run. And literally, this is what did Larson. And literally, there was so much rain that weekend in Joliet, Illinois, to the point where once he got in that grass, he was stuck in there. I mean, they did get him out and he was able to continue on, but 1, he lost a lap, and 2, unfortunately, he was never back in contention after that. And literally, he fell out of the running for the win, let alone, to be, a top 5 or top 10. So literally, I know the anti-Larson fans, are probably coming out in full force after that, sarcastically calling him the best driver in the world whenever he fucks up and has a shortcoming. But that is nothing compared to all the bullshit I used to do back in the Live and La Vida Lab Rats years, and even post La Vida Lab Rats, the pre-pandemic / pre-2019 Winston All-Star race, when I was his number 1 hater in the 42 car. That will forever take the cake. But that's a, story, aka a trip down memory lane for another day, another video. But the championship got blown further wide open here when Reddick, had some mechanical failure. I think he was leaking some fluid. It was like a Wood Button 2003 Coke 600, Kenny Wallace 2003, NBA Platinum 400 moment from, double Bill Davis trouble from when they had the same issue in the 22 and the 23 way back in the day. Rest in peace, Bill Davis, considering it was only blown wide open a little bit since he lost the point lead, but just only had by 1 point. So he had a chance to get it back if he didn't screw up, no matter what Denny did or didn't do. But he literally lost the points lead officially for the first time all season, considering technically he lost it the week before at the Sears Point Raceway in the Dodge Save Mart 350. Slick Bill Byron, as I called him when he won the 2021 Ford 400 Homestead.
Later that night,
Swept both stages, but the man of the hour that night on 4th of July weekend, the day after Independence Day for the first Tropicana 400 since the last non-COVID year, 2019, my friend Marissa Cooper, Briscoe's hubby, the race winner, literally stole that defending crown from Mr. Bowman in the 48 when he was in the 88 car that Zillage is driving now for under the Trackhouse banner. So literally he was the defending champion 7 years late, Chase Briscoe literally had to hold off a hard-charging Christopher Bell, who even after that pit road skirmish with, Todd Gilliland said, I'm wrecking on pit road. Well, not necessarily wrecking, but I'm just saying that out of fun because literally he spun around in the pits. And yes, pitting backwards in the opposite direction is legal as long as you're fully in the box. He was literally right on his ass. I thought for sure we were going to get another, 2018 Tropicana 400 style of trial of finish. Or what was that other race really where I don't even remember off the top of my head, but literally right there, that minor mistake is what lost him the race. So therefore, Briscoe was, basically could cruise from there all the way to the finish, knowing Bell wasn't close enough, to pull off some last minute heroics, to dethrone his teammate. But Briscoe wins the first Tropicana 400 in 7 years, stealing that 7-year defending crown from Bowman the Showman. So cue the Disco Inferno music by the Tramps as reminiscent of the Kevin Harvick Lightning Challenge.